Okay, welcome to another painting video from Paint & Game Corner. This time it's the synthetics turn from Stars of Akarios, the ships from Stars of Akarios. We've got some fighters and the frigate to paint. And I'm going to get the video started and then we'll talk about what we did. As always, paints used are up on the top there of the video. All the Basilicanum Grey, the Ultramarines Blue, the Volupus Pink are all contrast paints. Corax White is just a normal base paint. So just a white acrylic paint basically. And then Ard Coat is the technical gloss varnish. So, these are the fighters. They were not my favourite ship until I painted them. And they've really gone up in my estimation. So I think that might happen for quite a lot of the miniatures. For this one, I used Basilicanum Grey and Ultramarines Blue. Mostly Basilicanum Grey and a touch, I would say about a third, Ultramarines Blue, and that's what's in the palette there. And just go, and also I've not actually put it in the list, but I also put some contrast medium. I forgot to mention that, to thin it down. So again, don't use water with contrast paints. Use contrast medium. So I use the contrast medium to basically thin down the paint. It covers more, obviously, and it also doesn't make it so dark. This is really easy to do. As always, these miniatures have been primed with Wraithbone spray from Citadel. As always, it just gives such a really warm, vivid tone to the colours. I really do like it. So, going over the whole of the miniatures here with this mix, Basilicanum Grey and Ultramarines Blue. Now, mine are more grey compared to the kind of purpley nature of the art, but I wasn't too far. And here's the frigate. I can't remember what it's called, but like the frigate class of the synthetics. And again, just going through it over all of it. I might try and skip out a few of the little lumps, which are kind of like windows or eyes or sensors or something like that. As you'll see here, I kind of don't go over the entire lot. But I'm going to be going over with Corax White anyway, so I wasn't too fussed. See, there we go. You know what? It's easier and quicker just to go through the whole lot and then pick out the details later on. Cleaning the brush, really important, and then add in some more contrast medium because as time goes by, your paints will dry up. Especially, it was really hot when I was painting this, so you need to make sure that you keep keep thinning it with contrast medium. That was quite thin, that coat, but I was okay with that. I don't mind. Gives some tonal differences, and plus as you'll notice, that finished and I didn't have any more of the paint left. So here we are doing it again with the two paints, remixing that same paint up again, because what I want to do now is do the shadow. So contrast medium again, and in fact what I can do while that's going on, I hope this works. Medium. I'll put it in the list. Cool, that seemed to work. So here I'm just going over some of the details using the reference art to help from the card. But effectively, this really made it. It looks so cool with this. I mean, the contrast itself just really worked wonders with this particular ship. There's enough flat areas, but they're not too big, so you're not getting pooling. We're getting variances in the tone. It's really, really cool. And here, obviously the underside, quite a bit of shadow work going on. And just playing it by ear, as always with these ships, to kind of try and get that slightly comic book tone and feel. And again, that's just about block painting different parts of the ship. It seemed to work pretty fine. And again, I feel that the design of this game lends itself to a more cartoony feel. The ships, I wouldn't say they are realistic designed. I'm sure a lot of people disagree with me there, but they feel quite comic book style ships as well. So I'm really, I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying painting this style, and certainly painting ships. It's just so much fun. Next will be the characters, and I'm hoping to do the same kind of thing with them, the same kind of style with them. So that'll be interesting to do. Right, here I've got the Corax White, and now I'm picking out all the details. So make sure you water down your normal acrylic based paints. They do need watering down. Not horrendously loads, but you know, enough to make it flow, or else basically the paint doesn't flow and you'll find it really hard to put coverage. So here I'm just picking out all the details. For some reason I didn't speed this one up, probably because it's a very short video. There you go, just using a relatively small brush, nothing too crazy. And now we'll go around to the side. If you notice the side accents on the reference art on the card there, you've got these two triangles with a slightly lighter kind of off-white look. Which brings me to a point. I'm not doing so well here. I will be using Griff Charger Grey. So another one on the list. We'll be using Griff Charger Grey on those little triangles in a bit. So here we're just doing the engines at the back. Well, not engines as such. There's one engine in the middle and then more of these little dots. Windows or sensors, not really sure. Probably sensors if it's a synthetic ship, I would imagine. Here we got the frigate class. And again, just touching up. I don't know why I didn't speed this one up. Never mind. That's fine. So as you can see, just making sure that all of those have been picked out. Again, using now you can't see it, but next to the card, the little standee card with the fighter, I've got the cruiser, not the frigate. That's what it's called, synthetic cruiser. So I've got the synthetic cruiser. So I've got the reference art there as well. And what I haven't shown on this video is I did the same thing for the cruiser that I did with the little fighters, and got all the accents and the shadows. As you can see, you just going back over it with that Basilicanum Grey and Ultramarines mix, which really came out well. I love this ship. Like, again, to start with, kind of hated the ship. I didn't think much of it at all. But after painting it, I'm really chuffed. I'm not sure what keeps flicking up on the screen, by the way. I don't know why that's doing that, but so apologies for that. It might have been not sure, a connection thing. Basically, to do this, oh, this was just recorded. I don't know. I'm not sure why it's flickering in and out. It's really weird. It might have been a transferring or exporting issue. Okay, so just picking out the rest of those. Again, it's all real time, but so apologies for the time that it's taking. But it gives us a chance to look at how I did all the accents and where I put them. Again, just a little bit of free reign, really. Just block painting. Again, always the same. Block painting shapes, kind of regular angled shapes for most of it. There are some less angled shapes on this particular for the synthetic. I'm just erasing some white that went off kilter there. So yeah, I you know, it's a bit of a mix, this one, but mostly angled. You'll notice mostly angled, which gives it that comic book look. I really think it works really well, especially for the time you spend on the miniature. You know, if you don't want to spend, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, you could do a much better paint job than this. But it would take a little bit more time. And I just wanted to play the game. There we go. So all the accents now covered. And even at this point, it really brings the ship out, just doing these accents. Now, to do the kind of pinkish colour that they've got for all those, I think that's next. We use something called Volupus Pink. Here we are. Volupus Pink. this is a real nice, very vivid, dark red pink. Really good for tongues and stuff on characters. Works really well with that. If you want to do lipstick on characters' lips, it can work really well for that as well. But it came out really nice on these. And I'm making sure I've got enough paint on the brush, because you want the paint will kind of give you that accent without you having to do anything, which is really quite cool. As long as you've got enough paint on your brush. Okay. I'm just doing the sensors on the. I'm gonna call them sensors. The sensors on the back. They could even be weapons. I don't know. Just checking there, and yep, I'm pleased with that. So now we do the others, and now we're doing it a bit sped up a bit so we can get through this. So again, just using the Volupus pink again on all of the accents for the cruiser. You can now actually see the art there. Again, mine's more grey than blue. So all you need to do to get more linked to the reference art is use more ultramarines blue compared to the basilicanum grey, and that will basically give you the exact colour. So yes, I've not done it. I mean, this is the first ship that's not quite the same as the reference art. I still really liked it. It's got enough blue to get an accent of a kind of grey blue. And I really like the colour that came out, to be honest. But yes, it's not as close to reference art as the others have been. But trust me, it looks really cool on the table. Now this is the Griff Charger Grey. So to do those little triangle accents, that does, and also the engines. I decided to do the engines with this as well. And I've got four fighters that I'm just completing here. So again, you know, a lot of ships in a shortish amount of time. And then the final stage, as always, is Ard Coat to extenuate to make these all these little pink parts, these sensors, whatever they are, to make them shiny. Use the Ard Coat and just dab on the Ard Coat onto all those parts. And then the big boy, cruiser. And again, this just adds to it. It really does add to it. It adds to more of the realism that it is. They're actually, you know, not just matte. They are a shiny gloss type features of the ship. And I believe that is it. So that's the synthetics done. So again, just really enjoy painting these. They really did make the ships themselves. Yes, I've gone slightly away from the real blue nature of those ships to more grey nature, but I like that. I actually I was fine with it. It wasn't identical to the art, true, admittedly, but I was very pleased with the result all the same. So, sorry I had to include some more paints on the list as I went through, just realising what I missed out. I hope you enjoyed it and you take some stuff from it. Really enjoying painting these ships, as I said before, and planning on doing more painting, of course. Characters up next, so please join me for that. So please do comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe.